Good morning, and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11, and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at some pitching for today, the 18th of September. It is Thursday. We do have a 6-game day slate and a 4-game evening or May slate. I guess the day slate is considered the main. Just some smaller amount of games, nothing too crazy. Little bit of weather, potentially. In Tampa Bay again, like it's been the last handful of days. And then Kansas City, a little bit of worry in Kansas City. Timing, definitely going to matter there as far as the in-game potential. Going to want to keep our eyes open for that one. Game starts in 4.5 hours-ish, 4 hours and 40 minutes, in that range. So updates this morning definitely be super important. Colorado looks to be plus for offense, shocking. Cincinnati, pretty good spot for offense as well, it looks like. Wind's blown out, one of the warmest games on the slate. Air density, everything. Definitely interesting. New York, actually a decent ballpark for hitting as well today. Now, this is a first look at the pitching options on the slate. And I am looking at DraftKings as that is where a majority of my action is. If you play in FanDuel, I would cut my pool in half or so. Pricing isn't quite as tight. You don't have to be as creative. It allows you to get stacks you want with an upper tier-ish pitcher. Now let's just jump into these games. Toronto, Tampa Bay, aforementioned potential rain issues popping up. Shane Baz on one side, coming off of a rough start. He's had some rough appearances at home. 18 home runs allowed in 77 and a third innings. It's approaching 2 per 9. It's right around the 2 per 9 number. Strikeout numbers are better at home, but he allows a ton of base runners. Huge worry. His last 2 starts at home have actually been pretty strong. 2 starts at home prior to that happened to be against the Dodgers and Yankees, so that's a tough one. Tough start at home against the White Sox. So there's a ton of volatility in Shane Baz. I am going to try to not use him. It is a 6-gamer. We do kind of have to be a little more open to some of the options. But his numbers at home have just not been good. And Toronto has been obviously pretty good much of the season. Plus, they just don't strike out as much as you like to see. Now on the other side, we get Chris Bassett. Each of the last 2 starts, he's been at 80 pitches or less, which is a little weird. It does make me wonder if they're trying to somewhat conserve his pitch counts going into the postseason. Definitely something to pay attention to because, this last one at 75 pitches, he was rolling on his way to a great outing, really. And even the one before that at 80, not allowing an earned run. Took the L, though, but at least in this last one, you would think that he would have been able to go, the 100, 107 like he's gone multiple times. He has made 2 starts against Tampa Bay. We'll try to find those, a negative 3.5 pointer in Tampa. 17 and over 17 in Toronto. So that kind of fits because he's got massive home road splits as well. His splits just don't line up with this matchup either. So the goal is to not use either pitcher in this particular game. He's given up a home run about every 6 innings, so a 1.5 per 9 on the road. Not an ideal thing going into this ballpark. Even though I do believe since sometime in August, this ballpark is playing a little better for pitchers, but still, it's not really a spot I want to use either pitcher. Cleveland, Detroit, Turk Skubal coming off of an atrocious start, and then he left it with some side issues. Through his normal bullpen session without an issue. Obviously, big concerns, right? Like, we spend 11-5 on him. He goes out, something flares up in the fourth inning again, and now we see 45 pitches out of him. Do I think it's anything severe? Probably not. Do I think there's a percentage chance that some of it is just smoke and mirrors and the fact that he just struggled mightily against Miami and they're trying to find a way to blame it on something? It's always a possibility. He's the quote-unquote best pitcher in baseball. I think we just have to roll with him. It's not an easy matchup per se, but he's absolutely dominated Cleveland. 2 starts against them, averaging nearly 44 fantasy points per start against Cleveland. 34 in one, which means he put up 54, 53 in the other. Just absolutely dominant. So we are definitely using him unless we find out they're going to limit him, which by looks of it, they're not. Tanner Bybee on the other side finally showcased what we've been looking for all season long. It only took him 5.5 months. Complete game shutout, 10 strikeouts. Absolutely dominant. Showcased the kind of pitcher that he is. He's absolutely dominated Detroit the one time he faced them. I am going to fall for it. I am going to go back to the Tanner Bybee train. It's a guy that I expected to be really good this year, and he just hasn't been. Now, his numbers are worse on the road where he's at today, so that's a worry. Obviously, 19 home runs in 89 and 2/3 innings. He's almost, 1.8, 1.7 per 9. That's a pretty strong number, but still, I will be using pitching in that game. San Diego and New York, pretty good offensive weather. Randy Vasquez, not somebody I'm using in this scenario. We used him here in Colorado, as gross as it felt, and we got what I would assume is probably a career game out of him. Not going to tempt fate twice and go back to him. Jonah Tong, incredible numbers in the minors. Looked really good in his debut. Some errors cost him some unearned runs, but then he came back and was lit up by the Reds for home runs. And then Texas, more walks than strikeouts. I'm not sure where his K numbers have gone. Probably going to end up passing on him just because San Diego doesn't strike out a whole lot. But I do love the talent. I love the upside. So he might be worth a sprinkle just in case he finds that huge K upside like he showcased all season in the minors. But he's definitely not going to be a priority. The A's in Boston, Brian Bayo, I am going to go there. His last 2 starts have not been good. Last 3, actually. But he's certainly capable of being stronger. The A's, they do have some strikeouts. He doesn't give up home runs, which is, especially at home, he's not giving up home runs. So that's always nice. The problem is he does walk a lot of guys at home. With that said, I'm fine taking pitchers against the A's and living with the home run issues that can pop up with their power. There's just strikeouts and there's enough upside that I think I'm going to enjoy using Brian Bayo on this slate. JT Ginn, couple of strong starts in a row. Walks were an issue last time out, kept him from going, completing 5 innings to get the W. There's upside enough in this matchup that I will be utilizing him. He has been better when on the road, so that's where he's at here. About a home run per 9, so it's not terrible. Doesn't really walk anybody on the road. Whip is massively different on the road, so he's going to fit in pretty well on DraftKings based on those numbers. Seattle, Kansas City, talking about potential weather. Stephen Kolek, I'm just not using. I guess he technically gets a K boost in this matchup, but I'm just not interested. He faced Seattle once, and it did not go very well for him. Luis Castillo on the other side, probably not getting there. I don't really play him on the road. As you can see, his road numbers are pretty bad. I didn't really play him at home much to start the season because his K numbers just weren't there. Things have been better, but still, for me, he's just a play at home only. Last game on the slate, Miami and Colorado. Excuse me. Tanner Gordon put up an elite performance against San Diego his last time out. I'm just not going to go there. I'm not going to bank on him showcasing upside 2 starts in a row in Colorado. But I will be going to Sandy Alcantara. Was decent against Colorado the first time he faced him. It is on the road. That is a big worry. His road numbers are horrendous, but he's also been a different pitcher for much of the last month. Showcasing kind of the upside that he offered as a Cy Young guy. So I think Sandy Alcantara is going to probably be fairly popular at 6K on this slate, but still, he makes a ton of sense for me. Jumping over to the 4-gamer real quick. Don't need to go too in-depth. Not that I would anyways, because it is a first look. But Max Fried, lefties against Baltimore have been fairly successful. Last 2 starts have been so-so. His start against Baltimore was so-so as well. Strikeouts were there, but he did allow a couple extra runs. If he was at home, I'd really like it. I still like it enough to go with him on the road. Kid Povich, a guy that keeps showcasing K upside, but then hits a wall and just gets smacked around or walks. I don't really want to use him. I might sprinkle him in on the slate just because of the size of the slate, but Fried is really the only one in that game I want to use. Cincinnati, Chicago, Colin Ray. I'm just not interested in Ray. He struggled twice against the Reds. I know I like picking on the Reds a bit, but Ray doesn't offer any real K upside, so I'm just not all that interested. On the other side, I will be interested in Hunter Green. It is a volatile spot against the Cubs. He's coming off of a rough performance. Excuse me, against the A's, where he walks and home runs were a huge issue. Put up nearly 40 to start before that. His one start against the Cubs, not so good, but still, his numbers at home have been absolutely ridiculous. One of the better home road split pitchers in baseball. Just absolutely dominant pitching in Cincinnati, which is wild to think considering that ballpark is so geared towards offense. Angels, Brewers, I'm actually going to play Quinn Priester. I've given up on the Quinn Priester has been bad thing. Obviously something clicked and he turned things around, and now he faces a team that provides the biggest K upside. So Quinn Priester, definitely going to be in my pool. Kikuchi, probably not. His numbers on the road have been horrendous as well. We see that a lot today with a lot of pitchers. And he's just not striking anybody out right now with walks are up too. We need some K upside from him in order to offset all the base runners that he does allow. So if he's not getting the strikeouts, we're really hurting ourselves on DraftKings. Giants, Dodgers. I think both pitchers are going to be sprinkled in. Webb's coming off of a horrendous performance against these Dodgers. But he had some decent starts against them before. His road splits haven't been as bad as in years past, so I think he's in play. And Yamamoto's been really good. 1 earned run allowed in 3 straight starts. 8 total over his last 5. Just strong play, 31 plus in 3 straight starts as well, so makes a ton of sense. But there we have it. There's our first look at pitching. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc. I will put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's R-A-Z, for 10% off monthly. And as always, we do have our merch store, my hoodie and everything over there. I'll drop a link in the description for that. Best of luck, everybody.